happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about why it's okay to fail. Now, this might sound pretty crazy, and I know a lot of people out here want to succeed in this business, and none of us start these businesses to fail. But the sooner you realize that everybody fails, the easier your journey will be. Now, the reason I say this and the reason I'm making this video is because I've taken a lot of L's within this business. I'm talking I failed horribly, and I'm not even talking about just once. I'm talking about I failed a bunch of times, and I used to beat myself up about it all the time because I thought everybody won. Anybody that I seen doing what I wanted to do, they were winning, and I felt I was losing. But one of my biggest mistakes was just thinking everybody won all the time, not understanding that a lot of people took losses, a lot of people failed in other businesses, and I'm only seeing the end result now, right? I didn't see the years of losses they were taking. I only see the wins. So it's easy to fall into this. It's very, very easy to see a bunch of other people doing what you want to do and nothing's really hitting for you, and then you start to beat yourself up about it. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? Maybe I should quit. Maybe this isn't for me. You start thinking, all right, I gave it a fair shot, I'm gonna give up now. That's where you're wrong. That's where you have to stop, check yourself, and understand that all you have to do is learn from the failure, learn from the loss, why things didn't work out, and now you correct those issues on the next business. All right, last time I did this, this, and this, and that didn't work, so let me do this, this, and that. You see what I mean? I personally wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for the failures. Taking losses suck, but if you could see through the monetary part of it, like you losing out on money or you getting burned on a bunch of clothes that you can't sell, check your ego, then understand that there's a lesson to be learned within these failures and losses. And this is something that a lot of people talk about, and a lot of people say, yeah, I do that, but then we really don't do that. It's easy for us to blame ourselves and get down on ourselves when things don't work out. It's like for myself, I failed at a lot of different partnerships. I've always had business partners. I've always came up with ideas and brainstormed with somebody else and then said, man, let's start a business doing this, and then found out creatively it didn't work out. Because one, I wasn't playing my position. I was all over the place trying to do everything on my own while I had a business partner that was doing exactly the same. So none of us ever played our position right, and that ended up becoming the business's failure, right? If I was good at marketing, I should have just played the marketing role, and if he was good at designing, he should have just played the designing role instead of me trying to give him design advice and him trying to give me marketing advice. See what I mean? And over the years, I found out that, man, I work better by myself. One, there's nobody else to blame but myself, and two, I could kind of do things my way and adjust accordingly. Right? Does that mean that I'll never have a partner? No, I have business partners now, but it made me realize everybody has to play their position within the business. Everybody just doesn't do everything. Everybody plays to their strengths, and what I'm weak in, my business partner will pick up on, and what my business partner is weak in, I'll pick up on that. You see what I mean? But I would have never learned that if it wasn't for the failed businesses that came before me. And I had a bunch of failed businesses, especially failed partnerships. None of it was ever over money. None of it was ever over popularity or greed or anything like that. Nobody had a crazy ego. But when you have a strong creative mentality, whatever I design, I feel I love. And then whatever my business partner designs, he feels he loves. And then when we bring it to the table, we're only fighting over our own designs, right? There's no compromise. There's no constructive criticism. It's like whatever I did, I like, and whatever you did, you like. Nothing gets resolved. And then if somebody decides to fold and be like, all right, you know what, let's run yours, the person that folded is never gonna push that product 100% because they fully don't believe in that product. So the business fails. The business takes the hit for that. And at the time, I just didn't understand my own mentality. I thought everything I came up with was dope. My way was the only way. And in a partnership, that kind of mentality doesn't work. And outside of that, I've also went all in on ideas that I thought were winners and failed miserably, spending all that time, all that money, all that energy, putting together a product that nobody cares about. That's one of the most humbling feelings within this business, is spending all your money and all your time putting together something with high hopes to find out nobody even cares about it. That can make or break you easy, but all you have to do is take a step back, figure out what didn't work. And a lot of times it's because you gas yourself up in your head with no real actual data to support whatever you're feeling, right? You're just going off of a hunch. You're going off of a feeling. So in order to stop all that, what I do now is I test my designs out before I put them out to market. That's the learning process, right? Is, all right, what didn't work? What didn't work was me going all in on an idea that I wouldn't be able to sell. So how do I stop that? All right, I need to start testing out these designs before I go all in. Bingo. Now I have my vinyl cutter. Now I could just make one t-shirt for myself, and if it doesn't sell, if it gets no reactions, if nobody cares about it, all I wasted was one t-shirt and maybe like 12 inches of vinyl. I can accept that loss, but I can't accept doing 200 t-shirts screen printed with that design before I test it out, just to find out nobody cares about it. So do I want to waste the 200 t-shirts or just waste one t-shirt? Easy call. I'm just gonna waste the one t-shirt with vinyl. That's when I started to really use my vinyl cutter as a way to test out all my designs before I got transfers made. Everything within my business now today is put in place because I failed miserably before I got here. So now the things that I do now are the things I figured out how to correct my mistakes in the past. My partnerships didn't last because we weren't playing our roles. Now when I get into a business partnership, I make sure everybody plays their role correctly, myself included. I have a $1 million ideas in this think tank up here, and not all of them are $1 million ideas. So in order to stop myself from jumping all in on ideas that I have, now I test the stuff out first. So that way I have real world data on exactly what I should react on and what I should go forward with, or what I shouldn't put out. Scrap the idea in total. It took a lot of growing up, a lot of maturing, and a lot of understanding myself to find the lessons to be learned within all my mistakes and all my failures. It's only because I had to check myself in reality, because it's easy for us to fall into the, hey, I know everything about everything. You can't tell me nothing. Damn sure not gonna tell me how to run my business. I'm only doing what's best for me. We all have that same mentality when it comes to this. So it's easy for your vision to be clouded by your own personality and miss the lessons that you can learn from your own mistakes. I make a lot of these videos. That's the whole reason why I started the podcast, is to share my mistakes. So that way, some people won't make the same ones that I do. And now the way that I run my business now is based on those mistakes that I made in the past. This is how I corrected them. This is what works for me now. It's that simple. But everybody won't see it that way, because a lot of people just want to emulate the end result. Nobody glorifies the work that you had to put in to get to that end result, because nobody wants to put in the work, right? Way easier to jump right in and want to be at the top of your game already. There's not a lot of people that showcase the failures on Instagram, on YouTube for the world to see, because it's embarrassing. Nobody wants to be looked at as a failure. So that's why people just want to emulate the very end result of what they see now, the success. But nobody really understands that you have to put in the work. You have to fail. You got to get your feet wet. You got to get your hands dirty to achieve the end result that you want. You know what I mean? So when you guys watch my videos, don't just watch what I'm doing, watch how I'm doing it. Don't just focus on, all right, he's selling X amount of shirts a day. Focus on how I'm making the shirts, how I'm testing the designs, how I'm using these transfers, how I'm stocking blank t-shirt, because these are all the end results of my past mistakes and how I learn from those mistakes, so I don't have to waste money and waste time and waste energy. You know what I mean? Hopefully this video helps somebody out. If you got any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments for me. Don't DM me, don't email me. It's always easier to ask the questions in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV, if you wanted to. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.